All right. Good evening and welcome. Yeah, I had a little chat during the intro there. So, anyway, good evening, Jake Station. Thanks for coming in and welcome everyone. Yeah, tonight is going to be a little bit of a play test slash playthrough of Battle Kid. And as the stream title says, this is a version 2.11. The current digital version is, of course, 2.1. Good evening, Torque Thunderbucks. Thanks for coming in. Good morning to you, too. Yeah, it's evening here in Japan. Very nice, cool night. Anyway, version 2.11 is going to be an slightly upgraded version, and this version is going to actually be used for the Nintendo Switch, as well as we're hoping to get this for the other platforms as well. The core game really hasn't changed much other than I did change a few small, and I mean very small parts. But the main thing I'm going to do is play the game, and then I'll point out what's actually going to be played. Good evening there. Sorry, maybe I can read this. Yep. I guess on Twitch they give the pronunciation, but on my little chat thing it just has the Korean text there. Anyway, Steam, we're hoping to do that at some point as well. Xbox was the easiest, but Switch is then going to be the second platform, so there we go. Steam is planned for the future. But anyway, let's turn off the music and let's start the game. So I've got, this is an FCE Ultra. And that's what the little pause thing was in the corner here, since I didn't want to have an empty window there. Anyway, let's unpause and start the game up. So the first thing that you're going to notice is the title. This was the main kind of quirky thing, is that for the Switch, it cannot say it cannot say press start. It has to say press plus. So I had to actually do some special code to actually put in this plus graphic, because that was never in the original game, but whatever. But yeah, these are of course the same. And I'm just going to show it real quick in the password. Same thing. We have to use the plus and minus instead of start and select. But it is what it is. Also, very minor, the font has changed for the letters capital B and the number 8 have been made slightly, 8 has been given some slightly rounder edges, as did B, so because these kind of looked alike, but if you kind of look at them side by side now, they are definitely different. So there you go. And I'm going to exit out of there. Also, I had to simplify the title a little bit. They don't want the version to be displayed on the title. However, I did put a little debugging thing for myself. So if I can make it appear with a special key press. Anyway, it's version 2.11. Well, 2.110. But anyway. And same thing on this screen, press plus to confirm, plus press minus to go back. The settings are all the same though, so we'll play on hard, why not? I mean, I do have confidence. You know what? No, we're gonna play on very hard. Good morning, Risa Cola. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing well. We're gonna be starting our playtest right now. And since this is a playtest, why not? We'll use save states. I want to do it with story mode on. There might be some quirks in the text that I might have missed. Do you ever think the game would be on various systems? No, I didn't. So anyway, we're going to proofread this, I'm going to proofread this just to make sure everything is okay. So you will see me clearly using save states in this. So you guys might come by. So coming to me, I wanted to talk to you about your recent progress. You've been doing quite well, better than before. Okay. Saying so. Thank you very much. Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think there are going to be any more typos, but it's always good to be sure. Or even like, you know, clear grammatical errors, because I remember in the original 2.0 of this game, in the ending, instead of saying you have that kind of power, the original text said you have that kind of power. I forgot the word of, so. Besides the price, I don't know. I'm going to imagine it's going to be the same as the Xbox version, which I think was 10. But no, that's going to be up to the publisher, actually. You know, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. How much is the Xbox version? Okay, yeah, Xbox is $9.99. I thought so. So I'm imagining it's going to be the same thing, but I don't have that for sure right now. Turn inside on level 3. Be in trouble. Better check it out. Okay, so yeah, no grammatical errors. Or no typos, grammatical errors. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to be talking too much about like the whole development of the game like I tend to do on streams. I'm just going to be looking. Here's a text thing that can trigger. Okay. In case people went that way. All right. I'm wondering if I should change that to be OKAY, but yeah, whatever, it's fine. Response. One other thing that some people did point out in is one of the I wasn't actually playing this game on stream, but it was playing another game, and people were giving some feedback about the control of the game. Anyway, let me get through the text here. What happened? Broken, took something. Ooh, hold this up. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm proofreading the game now, even though I proofread it a couple years ago, but apparently I didn't proofread it well enough. All right. Hopefully the audio is okay too. If the game is too loud, just please let me know. I should have mentioned that earlier. But yeah, I believe I finally gotten the OBS settings to be, you know, a decent mix. Voice is louder. Well, yeah, the main thing is for the voice to be louder, so you can hear it clearly. But if the game is like way too quiet, then I can up it maybe a tiny bit. Stay there and stay. Okay. Because yeah, one thing with text in the game, like when in the original assembly code, you don't actually have strings, so you have to do like one tile at a time. It can be kind of hard to proofread the code, but whatever. Looks like, yeah, we're so far so good. Oh yeah, I was going to mention the control, but when we get to the main game, I will do that. Yeah, the majority of the text is here and in the ending, so... Alright. Alright, whatever. Yeah, we get to the main game pretty soon here. One other thing I would like to do, and like if I do any other future ports of the game, is make these lines be one more thing apart. But they're fine. Like it's just, you know, one line break. Like for instance, if you were to read the sentence of what I'm talking about, you can use the transport line break, and then you see the ship part. Some games do that for maybe text readability. But yeah, I guess it's okay to keep it like it is. Plus I'd probably have to redo a whole bunch of the cutscenes if I did that. Alright. Now we are starting the game. Okay. So I'll do this, even though we shouldn't really need to do a whole lot of save stating. The main reason I'm doing it is in case we decide to change and compile something on stream here. But yeah, main area, I think it's fine. Oh yeah, the control. So basically, people said like the acceleration felt a bit slower in this one, so what it basically was is when you pressed, you know, to move, he would move like maybe one frame, delay very, very slightly, and then accelerate again. But now, I think he more naturally accelerates. I don't know how well that's being conveyed in the video here, but hopefully people will agree with that. Maybe you can see a little bit easier up here, but... So yeah, that's one thing that has changed. Hello, Laomi. So this is version 2.11 of the game, which is the, what do you call it? Digital version. And this version is going to be used for the Nintendo Switch, actually. But yeah, this, if you're not familiar with the upgraded version, one second. I'm also proofreading the text here, and of course I skipped over a bunch of it. Right here ahead of you, what should we do? It's a shiny, it's a checkpoint, circle. Let's go ahead and press the up button. Power will heal. Sustained and liner. Okay. Anyway, the upgraded version of this, this is just a little intro stage to ease players into the game. So it's much, much easier than the main game, in my opinion. But, yep. Does it affect muscle memory? Not really, no. Like, I guess some people, like, for certain attacks that might come down and you want to, like, kind of inch your way over, you can inch your way just a little bit faster now, if that makes sense. Is this intro content? Yes. So, we'll be getting to the game that, was in version 1 pretty shortly. Okay. And here's our little intro boss. Okay. There we go. Because, yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's also a kind of prologue story for this as well, if you choose story mode. There's also arcade mode, which skips a lot of the cutscenes. Anyway, make Battle Kid 3? I don't know. It's like, I kind of want to do more NES dev these days, actually. I haven't announced it publicly, but I am actually coding my own NES assembler in Python. So I guess now I have announced it publicly. But yeah, doing a text parser is quite a thing. Quite a feat, I should say. These little shows changes, yeah, so right now, itch.io, that should be pretty straightforward to just have them update the file. For the Xbox, it might have to go back through CERT in Microsoft CERT, but I'm hoping that's going to be trivial because honestly, this and the other, in the original version of it, really didn't change much. It's just, you know, I have to make sure the button names are, you know, Microsoft compliant. So instead of press start, it says press, I think it's press view in the Xbox case. NES assembler? It's just because the one I used for this, you know, obviously it worked because, you know, we have the game, but it has quirks about it. And, you know, I just wanted to see, you know, can I actually write an NES assembler? So I'm kind of basing it off the syntax of the one version, but removing the quirks. And I'll, you know, try to add some features as well. Yeah, when I'm done with it, it'll be on GitHub. Stage with the fans blowing of the FF3? No, in fact, that song, you're talking about the Sky-based song, I assume. That song was written in 2002. I don't even think I had played Final Fantasy III. If by Final Fantasy III, I'm assuming you mean the Famicom Final Fantasy III, not the Super Nintendo Final Fantasy III, which is, what do you call it? Final Fantasy VI? But yeah, no, I don't even think I played that until like way later. I know that game came to the Nintendo, what's it called? The Nintendo DS, right? But yeah, when we get there, maybe I'll listen to, maybe if I can know what you're talking about. But yeah, I know how that song goes. But yeah, that was a good overworld song. But yeah, anyway, I got you. Maybe do a devlog on creating it? You mean by like creating the assembler? Oh, didn't jump. Alright. Although I am pretty far along, actually. It's like, it's kind of interesting when you're making something like that, because you have to basically go line by line, parsing it into, what do you call it? Parsing your line into tokens, and then evaluating whether or not those tokens are actually valid. So for instance, if you maybe have a mathematical expression and you want to evaluate that expression, how do you actually do that? How would you, actually do, a text representation of 1 plus 1? Or, even more fun, something like 1 plus 1 times 3 with your good old order of operations. And the main thing is to, tokenize your string and then converting the expression into something called postfix. And with postfix, you can then evaluate your expression. Did I upgrade and change some textures? Yeah, in a few places. I believe so. Well, not I believe so. No, I did. Yeah, the boss fights of, like, this guy is definitely more balanced than it was before. So hopefully if the Game Grumps ever get to do a rematch, they can beat this, no problem. But yeah, lexing and parsing, yeah, for sure. Like, you gotta... With assembly, you have to, you can either have kind of like labels, or you can have commands. Labels are at the beginning of a line. Commands have at least one unit of white space before them. And labels can be things, not just, points in the code, but they can also be things such as, assigning memory, etc. Assigning constants. By building an assembler, you'll get a... Well, it's just, there are just these quirky parts about the original assembler. Things like, banks have to be 8 kilobytes in size all the time, which is not really a natural way of doing it for NES development, because, this game's case, the entire game is 512 kilobytes, right? But it's divided into 32 banks, which are 16 kilobytes apiece. So, if you will have, 8 kilobyte banks, let me get past this room. 8 kilobyte banks, you have to do sort of an awkward numbering scheme where, banks 0 and 1, that is actually bank 0, because it's 8 kilobytes. I hope what I'm saying actually makes sense too. It'd be a bit more useful if I had the code in front of me, but we're doing the playtest tonight. But the more natural thing to do would be to have each bank is 16 kilobytes in size, so bank 0 is 16 kilobytes long. Excuse me, gotta pause here. What's the assembler for? Just, it's to assemble code into NES games. It would be half banks, exactly, right. Because, okay, so bank 0 and 1 are bank 0. Banks 2 and 3 are actually bank 1. So in the end, banks 62 and 63 are the very last bank, which is, bank 31 in that case. Hello, iRollerLess, thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing well. There was one thing I've seen some people do. They tend to get lost after the skybase. And I've even seen people come through this area again, so... I don't know if there's any way, other than outright telling the player, don't go back this way, but it's not really obvious, I guess, to a first-time player. But at the same time, I guess it's not horribly punishing, because, if you're playing on normal anyway, you have, what do you call it? If it continues. Let's see here. Let me get through here, and then I'll catch up with the chat. There we go, okay. Hello, Rob G023, thanks for coming in. Any plans to release the soundtrack? Yeah, I guess it is. It is on my YouTube right now, but yeah, if yeah, there's so many things I want to do, but I want to get like my own website back up at some points. But yeah, if it's possible, it certainly would be a cool thing to do. I could definitely look into doing that for sure. All right, Skybase. So I don't know. I gotta maybe listen to what they were talking about with the Final Fantasy III Overworld. Although I think I know the part you're talking about in the song, right? It's coming up like right now. Yeah, I guess that kind of did have... yeah, but no, I mean, I didn't have FF3 in mind. Because yeah, like when FF3 goes, do, 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 and then like after that part, it's like da 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 da, yeah, like that, yeah. But anyway, short answer is no. It's a coincidence. I didn't have that song on my mind at all. Sorry for my very poor singing, by the way. Yep. And then we're done here. One other thing with this version of the game is the save room no longer has music, so the stage theme will actually continue into the save room. These guys changed so that instead of being based on the slope, they're based on your position, like either vertical or horizontal position relative to them. Before they were based on the slope underneath them only, so in this case they can move horizontally now as well. Anyway. Also, so these guys have a little opening animation now as well. They don't just instantaneously open their eye. We can... That will be safe. Yep, just on the lookout for any minor quirks. Come on. It says hi in the spikes down there. The original game did that too. So this part's been made not quite as hard as the original. But each room, the blocks change color to kind of go with the spikes, the rainbow spikes. Oops, too early. Yeah, I know I'm save stating, but we just want to get through this. Okay, Owlbot boss. No more standing on the platform the entire fight while the turret misses you. Sine wave enemies, yeah. It's always fun making that parabolic shape. Anyway, here's the hint computer. It's faith with the grass not grow. Very nice that much. Great power. It's quite odious. Odious indeed. Oh, jeez. Castlevania Medusa heads? Oh, yeah. Yeah, one thing players probably don't notice, but like whenever I make these maps, like, and especially in case like this, I always have to be looking at the architecture, because if you notice, like, you know, the bricks, right? The big bricks have, you know, a left half and a right half. And sometimes, like next to the little turret up there, you'll have single bricks. But sometimes I might make mistakes in the architecture where, you know, you might have, you know, two left halves, or you might have, you know, a right half and a single brick or something like that. So doing, you know, just little looks like that, it doesn't, you know, affect the game or anything, but it always bothers me when I see stuff like that. Like, oh, I missed that. Oh, I missed that. Now, I'm not really going to be thoroughly looking at, you know, every single room, because I've done a lot of that off stream. But sometimes when I watch people streaming the game, I might notice those, like, okay, let's open the source code and fix that for the, you know, next version. Was that computer there, bro? No, no. So the hint computer used to be at the beginning of the game. Like, in the original game, you had this little base, like, right after the ship lands, and then you can go back there for hints. But, no, the hint computer has been eliminated in this game, save for, you know, that hint that you just saw for finding the double damage. Because the double damage actually used to be in that room. There was an invisible wall. There we go. An invisible wall, which you would go through to get to the Gauntlet of Evil. That area has been moved back to the beginning of the game. Anyway, some fun with the turrets in this room. They don't all shoot fireballs. But yeah. And like even this area, the background was made blue, so, you know, you don't have the red fortress everywhere. Okay, we're good. Do any traveling in Japan lately? In Japan. Let's see, so I went back to the US in July. I came back in August. I don't think we've really been anywhere since then. I will be going to Tokyo next month. I have to go to the American Embassy to pick up some documents, so at least I'll get to go to Tokyo for a weekend. I don't know why I didn't shoot that guy. There we go. Anywhere fun that I go to? No, it's mainly just, you know, hanging out around town. Yeah, people still here are still kind of I don't want to say, you know, finicky, but they're just, you know, still concerned about the pandemic, so you don't really get those big meetings anymore. You've always wanted to come to Japan? Yeah, you should. I mean, I heard they're getting, I guess, less annoying with entering the country. So when I came back, it wasn't really hard, but I just had to fill out some paperwork, and it took about maybe 15 minutes to get through, and then once I was through, but then again, I also have a residence card, so I also got to wait in the much shorter line because, you know, I'm re-entering the country. But no, I didn't really see any people having issues entering the country as well. But yeah, definitely do your own research on the matter. I'm just more concerned with the actual cost of, was that room there before? If you're talking about this room, no, some rooms got changed. I think this room actually, instead of these turrets, it had the 3 eye flies coming out of spawners. But yeah, I didn't want to have bullets all over the place, so I instead, you know, did that. Yeah, you'll see a few different rooms. Like some rooms got deleted, some rooms got changed, or, you know, some rooms got modified. Anyway. My work just had their annual conference in person for the first time in 2 years, and sending us that a number of attendees tested positive. I see. Well, there you go. I'm happy that I'm doing remote work. And anyway, yes, hello to you, Tracker. Thanks for coming in. But yes, as far as other things like these guys, like in the original game, they only moved at 1 speed, but I gave them variable speeds in this game. And wow, I could have died right there. Anyway, let's continue. Actually, yeah, one other thing I want to be on the lookout for. Up here, you'll notice the turrets are blue. In the original game, they were gray. I just wanted to have, what do you call it? In this game version, I wanted to have the turrets jump out a little more, so that's why I gave them their kind of more vibrant colors. But there are a few spots that I might have missed where they are not that sort of vibrant color. So if I see any of those, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of taking it slow. No, I'm fine with the enemies. I'm sure there aren't going to be any issues with the enemies at this point, because I'm sure that would have been found by now. I haven't changed any of the enemy code, though, no. Color contrast, yes. Yes, it is very important in games. You know, being able to tell what is the ground, what is the background, you know, what can I jump on, what can't I jump on, things like that. I was kind of talking about the architecture a little bit in the fortress, but yeah, even in these areas, one sec here. Like, you'll notice around the rocks, you have this sort of orange kind of trim border, right? And like that comes in, you know, you have, so in this case it's on the right wall, then underneath me, it's on the floor and on the right wall. So, you know, making sure that it bends naturally in all the places is another thing, because in the corners, like, I'll stand here again. Like, 1 square left and 1 square down, there's like a tiny thing in the upper right, which has that, you know, bend into it. So sometimes I even miss those in a few spots. And again, it doesn't affect the game, but it's just something that bothers me. So, but I have gotten a lot of those, because I've seen a few of those on streams where, you know, I got the wrong piece of lore in a few spots. But I have fixed a lot of those. We were testing that homebrew game Nomalos, and they made it hard as hell as background and foreground. Oh, wow. I played Nomalos at MagFest. There was a demo that was at MagFest 10, the very last MagFest that I went to. That was in 2012, actually. I remember at that time, had the Battle Kids 2 prototype, which I do have with me here in Japan now, complete with the wires all over the place inside the cartridge. Anyway, it's just hard, even their power-ups planted in the background. Yeah, like, You know, here, for example, you know, you got sort of the cyan bricks, and then, you know, you're underwater, so, you know, of course you got blue. And then, you know, the spikes, you know, green is fine. I could have used, you know, red, yellow, but I thought green looked good in this case. But yeah, it's very clear, you know, those are spikes, so. Anyway, you live in Japan? Yes, I do. I have lived in Japan since 2012. Yeah, MagFest 10 was the first time they did it at the convention center. What do you call it? In Maryland, the Gaylord Convention Center, I believe it's called. I don't know if they still hold it there, but, you know, I haven't been back, and since they hold it at New Year's, that's really not a time that I want to visit the US, because, you know, the winter back where I live was very, very cold. I tend to visit the US in the summertime. Anyway, looks good. Nice contrast. Thanks for saying so. Yeah, these squid guys got a bunch of different movements added to them, so they're much more variable than they were before. Alright, looking good, looking good. MagFest 9 was your first? Yeah, that was in Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia. MagFest 8 was my first, and in my opinion, MagFest 8 was the best for me. Just because, like, that felt, you know, the right size. It wasn't hard to get into any of the panels. Yeah, it was overall a very fun convention. MagFest 9, they just had a lot of people, and it was much, much harder to get into the panels. And since, you know, it got too big after that, they moved to that bigger convention center. Anyway, yeah, this area, let's get through here. You know, again, another palette for the fortress. I mean, but again, I hope the color contrast looks good to people here. You know, those are clearly spikes, and, you know, these are clearly blocks. Like, one thing I could have maybe done, and in fact, I can do this live on stream since I know how to edit the memory, is like one thing sorry about the muting, because when I move the box, it mutes the game. Whenever I'm kind of looking at colors in areas, right? The emulator actually lets you modify memory in real time, so like if I wanted to, I could actually modify, you know, the colors to be, you know, so, you know, maybe this color combination is good, maybe this color combination is interesting, you know, whatever. Hello, Concrete is a new version coming. Yeah, it's something that will be coming out. So this version is going to be used for the Nintendo Switch, and the plan is to also update the current existing digital versions as well. But it's a very minor revision. So the main thing we're kind of doing is going through the game. We're talking about development a little bit, as well as looking for any quirks that might need to be addressed. But yeah, what I was saying is, like, one thing I can do, like, when I'm you know, testing areas, like, oh, okay, you know, how about these colors? Like, oh, that's kind of bright. How about a darker color? You know. So yeah, I love, you know, these debugging tools, how you can just modify things in real time. You know, same thing with the background, like, you know, maybe if you wanted a blue background, even though the other area of the fortress has a blue background. You know, or how ugly can we make the colors? Yeah, I'm sure if I did that, people would be like, what are you doing? Anyway, when we leave the room, though, it resets the palette to what the proper version is. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, looking good here. Oh, yeah, this room, yeah. But yeah, other things like with the color contrast too is, you know, you want to be sure the enemies as well, you know, don't blend in too much with the background. Like, again, I'm gonna do this in real time. Like, for instance, you know, you can see the sprites fine, in my opinion, but, you know, let's say if you did something, you know, like... Where is it? Like, maybe, you know, that little immortal jelly on the block. What if you did something like that? Well, you know, you can still see him, but it's not really a good choice of color. You know, you want to make sure, you know, he doesn't blend into the background. You know, that he's not camouflaged. Or you could do something, you know, like this. Or he's literally, I think he's now the exact same colors as the background. So now, you know, you want nice, vibrant colors, like that. Anyway, let's move on. So, portrait room. Cannot enter. Oh. I found a minor mistake with the architecture right here. So we could make this half block. This should be a single block, but that's not big enough for me to, you know, stop the game and, you know, get into VS Code just to do that. But yeah, you know, like, that stuff is just so minor, so I would probably fix it quietly off stream. Fight with Chester. Alright, again, I'm just gonna kind of slowly read the text to be sure we got all the typos out of this. Is a teleporter graphic from BK2 or... yeah, that's I think the actual teleporter itself is more or less the same, but that little animation where it appears got brought over from Battle Kit 2. Yeah. One little thing with this version is if you are playing this on easy, his line in the middle there is different about, you know, the green suit being good, but the pink suit looks very girly, something like that. So... making that in AutoCAD? Anyway, yeah. Oh, was that maybe for the manual? Right? Because yeah, like the artist drew a lot of the enemies for the manual, but not everything. All right, here we go. Oh, he got us. In-game. Oh. It's very, yeah. I guess I didn't remember that. Anyway, that's cool. Yeah, remember, it has been 10 years, so... Jeez, I didn't jump. These dialogues, no, this whole fight wasn't even in the original game, right? Like, here, you would just immediately go to the halls of the Colormancers. But yeah, I wanted to have more, interaction with the antagonists in this game. Alright, let's actually do it correctly this time. Focus. There we go. Anyway, Chester is overly ambitious. Forgot what I did yesterday, let alone a decade ago. Alright, so, that's the new fight with Chester. It's fine. Bought it back when it was released on cart. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, unfortunately, the original cart has been discontinued. So anyway, we're in the halls of the Colormancers. This area, as far as the architecture goes, is much, much more simplistic, so I doubt we're going to find any flaws with the bends, because the borders around the bricks are very, very clear in this area. The one casting from above, yeah, so one thing you might notice is each bullet now has a materializing animation, 2 of them now, before they actually throw them at you. Even with the stars. Oh yeah, this is something I wanted to get an opinion on, actually, since we got people here. What would people think if there was some kind of, like, visual indicator for the timer? I don't know exactly where I would put it on the screen. Let me go down. Like, for instance, maybe in the top corner, we could have, like, one of the bricks or something be, empty. And then there would be, like, just a tiny timer. The reason being is... Oh, jeez. Wow. Anyway, we're not gonna... Again, we want to get through this. I've had a, there's a player, I can't remember his Twitch name, but, he's deaf, actually. And, you know, this room really relies on the tick-tock sound. But, you know, a deaf player obviously doesn't have that. Nope. He had a sound off, then a blinker. Yeah, like what I was thinking is maybe up in like one of the corners. And it would vary by room, but it could just be like maybe it would look like a tiny LED or something. Or it would kind of be like, you know, tick, and then I don't know exactly how I would animate it, but it wouldn't really be hard to add. But yeah, like, just things like that, you know. When you make the game, you don't really always take into account, you know, handicapped people. Like with the actual Colormancer boss, when we get to that point. I added, like, these tiles appear in that room. So I, added a little animation where these tiles blink, depending on which projectile is going to be used. Do you know how much the game will cost on Switch? We had that discussion a little bit earlier. I'm guessing it's going to be the same as Xbox, which would be $9.99 US. I don't see why it would be different, but I don't know that with 100% certainty at this point. Okay. Yeah, this these rotating things now have a much more circular pattern in this version. Before it was like a really weird shape, actually. Yeah, you can see the stars materializing in the ceiling up there. You still have to move, but it's not, you know, instantaneous like the original. Okay, this room. I wonder if this shape plays eye tricks on people. I don't know. Oh, wow. Was not expecting that. I'm also only going to be playing the main game proper. Not going to do the special stages, but I am planning to do a couple more playtests. Probably this week and maybe next week. Probably might do one on the weekend as well. We'll see how it goes. Sound helps, but you don't need sounds to make it. It's more like watching the safe lists. Yeah, it's true. I think it's more of like, you know, just anticipating, you know, when it's going to be safe to go. So I think another thing is the person I talked about also likes to speedrun things, so, you know, he wants to go, like, you know, at the most optimal time, right? But there is leeway. Okay, well, that's why we did that, yeah. I'm also playing this on the keyboard, by the way. There we go. Some blinking in other places distract you from the safe spots. Yeah, that could be as well. I guess, you know, the puzzle isn't entirely audio, so it should be okay. And again, you know, he speedruns the game. You know, if you had like a puzzle where it's like, you know, listen for the tones, then yeah. That's, you know, too bad in that case. Also... Speedrun strats. Also speedrun strats. But I did the save state to be safe. Here's another speedrun strat that I'm going to attempt, but again, I'm going to be safe with it. There we go. you don't have to actually stop in the middle there. Game's done quick, I don't know. They've done it in the past. Not this version, but, you know, the original versions. I think it was, maybe 2015 or 2016, I don't remember exactly. Alright. So here we go with everyone's favorite boss. But only 3 attacks this time, and yeah, you can see the blinking panels in the background now. I'm not paying attention to chat. I will check any messages after we finish this. Or if I meet my demise, which I would have done, had I not won the fight there. Anyway, top 4 speedruns, 3 of them by Sweden. Yeah, I've seen some of those guys. So anyway, yes, it's only the 3 attacks that the actual Colormancer enemies use in the area here. But yeah, hopefully these flashing tiles made it easier for some people. Yeah, one thing I considered here was, because the main point of this is to, you know, gain access to the underwater area. And, what do you call it? And there's those kind of shallow slope spikes. I considered changing this to, you know, actually where you have to feather through spikes, but I don't know, like, would someone actually be able to figure that out right away? But I mean, I guess they'd have to. That could be a thing though, you know, to change this room to where you feather down through the spikes. I don't know if anyone had any opinions about that or not. To maybe, you know, help people get familiarized with that shape. Anyway, we will go save. Yeah, but anyway, this is the shape I'm talking about. Oh, geez, what am I doing? That's okay. Going to work, but keep in the background. I'll appreciate that and enjoy your workday. There we go. Enjoy the music. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And yeah, I use Family Tracker to make previews of the songs, but this game has its own dedicated music engine. Made Alwa's Awakening. Nice, nice. Yeah, I played through that, finally. I think it was the later part of last year, actually. Yeah, I liked the, what was it called? The Sea Monk area song. Very mellow, but nice song. But yeah, it had some good music in the game overall. The VOST, oh, I appreciate that. This new version, by the way, has new music in a few, mainly for the cutscenes, but there is a new area song later. Anyway, let's get through. Oh, jeez. Yes, I can do this. No, I can do this. I can do this. There we go. Again, we're just playing to get through it. It's not to. Not to show off. Teleporter D. This is another place some people seem to get lost in this version. They don't know to go back to Teleporter D. Actually, right here, this was one small thing that I changed. In version 2.1, this guy here is a slightly bluer purple, but I made it more of this magenta kind of purple to better contrast with the background. Well, now that I said that, I wonder if I did that for the second time you see those guys, which is going to be this room, I believe. Okay, good. Yeah. Sometimes, like, I might make a change like that, but I don't change it in all the spots. But yeah, Alwa's Awakening is, Metroidvania. Then you get your abilities to, like, you know, make blocks and make bubbles and traverse the lands. I do need to check out the sequel one of these days. What's it called? Alwa's Legacy, right? Save here, even though we should be fine. Oh yeah, this room I also changed them. Okay, good. It seems like I got all the color changes on these guys. I guess I can show it real quick. Sorry, it's going to be muted while I change the palette view in the memory VR. But yeah, the original version of these guys was like that, which they're still visible, but this makes them pop a lot more, in my opinion. I'm just gonna leave the palette open, just in case I do any more showcases like that. Come on. Here we go. Want a game like Castlevania 2, you have a whole game with abilities such as double jump. Yeah, thanks for the comment there, Reese. Yeah, this is a kind of a famous spot where many people died, where they jump up here and then hit the spikes, but alright, you know, fair enough, fair enough. I put some bricks there for you. Alright. This area had maybe a small tweak or two. Nothing too major though. One thing is, it's incredibly minor, but I made the floor here solid brick instead of like kind of a thing like this. So the main reason is like the room beneath it. You could there's a thing where like if you could kind of like clip and then jump through the architecture, but the only way you would actually see that is if you came back to this area with the double jump. So a normal player wouldn't ever come back here, but I just wanted to be thorough, so there you go. That's the only reason why I did it. Cool water animation. Oh, thanks for saying that. I considered also making the waterfall darker, but nah, it's fine. I'm just gonna stick with it. Here, just walk. Frogs were a pain. Yep. So it's got to be those little enemies that are hard to hit. This room was moved 1 unit down, only because I added the ceiling into this room. Because it was for the same reason that I mentioned earlier. And the main thing is when you jump off here, which I'm gonna... Here, let's actually do it. If the ceiling was 1 unit lower, you would kind of hit your head on the ceiling and you wouldn't have as much floating time there, so... Yeah, there you go. Wasn't the one-hit death? Yeah, I understand that. You know what? Since we are using save states, let's save here and let's do a quick reset. On the other difficulties, you have hit points 3, 5, and 7. Hard and, you know, these are of course the same. But anyway, let's continue. Yeah, I think the whole hit points was a big thing for some people who, you know, okay, they don't want to have one-hit deaths. Fine, fair enough. I'll give you 3 hit points for normal. Ah, these guys, they were originally blue, but I made them pink, so they don't blend in so much with the background. So there you go. Tried I Want to Be the Guy games. Yeah. The only one of those I ever beat was the original I Want to Be the Guy. Yeah, I know they have like, what is it? I Want to Be the Bashi or something like that. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of those games, and some of them took it way far, from what I remember. Way too far. But speaking of that, there was a group that made something called WannaFest 2002. Here, you can just do that. Which takes the sort of I Want to Be the Kai concept, but, you know, it's a fair game. So yeah, definitely check out WannaFest 2002. It's something I wouldn't mind checking out as well. The game for what it is in BK2 actually played the game with one hit point. Oh, okay. Yeah, like, you know, it's... How can I say? It's just giving the players more options, you know? That's a good thing, actually. And plus it might, you know, motivate people like, okay, I beat it with the 3 hit points, can I beat it with 1 hit point now? Actually, let's do this. There we go. I finished BK1, you got used to it. sec here. And when you talk so much on these streams, you need to have lots and lots of water. Nice way to forbid the frog respawn. Now, if you get the frog to go off screen, you can... You're fine. Yeah. Anyway, this boss was made a bit more difficult, but you can hit... the mouth doesn't have to be open to actually hit the boss. Split shots. Oh, jeez. What was I doing there? And 2 hits away, too. Alright. Did you move O2? Yes, I did. Yeah, because that really didn't add much to the game, right? But instead, you get key 2 here. Yeah, I think in the original I was maybe contemplating, time-sensitive underwater areas, but it never really became a thing. Kind of like with, what's it called? Sonic the Hedgehog? This is what I was kind of talking about earlier. If for whatever reason you came back here with the double jump, you could double jump up and actually clip through the floor in the upper room, so that's why I put the ceiling here. It doesn't really add much, but, want to be concise. And plus, if you're not meant to actually jump up through the area there, then there's no real reason not to have a ceiling in the room. So, there you go. Alright. Yeah, I saw someone streaming the other night. Yeah, he didn't know to go back to Teleporter D. Anyway, let's save. So this is the new entrance to the subterranean sea level. I also had to make sure... Oh wow. I had to make sure that... I'm going the wrong way. That it was possible to walk back through this area in the event someone decided not to take the shortcuts. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't take the shortcuts when you leave that area, but, okay. If you don't want to take the shortcut, then that's on you. Alright, we'll be safe. So since the entrance moved, these rooms got flipped horizontally. Because ordinarily this would be left to right, but now it's right to left. Also, this area has a background instead of a solid blue color. Annoying monsters, the fishes, indeed. There we go. Oh, jeez. Backgrounds weren't there? Right. It was just solid blue. Yeah, solid blue. That's a very, very Mega Man 1 look. Yep, these guys are much, much more of a threatening enemy in this game. Oh, jeez. Oh. Okay, okay. People might think it's solid walls. I mean, you enter the water, so... Alright, we'll be safe. Yeah, there's also someone who was wondering, like, if you can walk on the sand, so... I don't know, I like the sand floor. Feels more decorative than, you know, just the bricks all the way throughout the stage. Because, yeah, like, once you enter this area, right, you know, it's clear that this is water, so... This room you want to rush. Sand is new. No, the sand was there before. Yeah, when the person was playing, he's just like, "Can I walk on the sand?" So, but yes, you can walk on the sand. This particular segment is the... this already did have background graphics. And the color scheme for the kind of sand and the pipes and for the walls, kind of inspired by Meridia from Super Metroid. Just kind of wish the NES had that's more of a slightly darker purple. It's not quite the same shade of purple, but yeah, it's close enough. Alrighty. Seahorse turrets. Oh, wow. Alright. These guys have a little, charging when they're about to shoot, instead of just, you know, a bullet appearing out of nowhere. And they always shoot in a counterclockwise pattern. So, wow. I should not be... That's what I get for not making us sing there. I should not be struggling with the boss. Sorry about that. Alright, make one out here. I only got about an hour left tonight before I have to shut things down. I should be able to finish before then, though. That's the only reason why I'm doing the save states, because I want to make sure I get through this. Ordinarily, I would just play it legit, but it is what it is. There we go. And of course, I make the save state, and there you go. First try. Yep, I didn't think that was going to happen. Okay. Oh, jeez. That's right. All right, safety. Ouch. That's a good thing we did safety there. All right, and on to the Amethyst Caves. This area also has a background. Before it was just pitch black. I remember before this room was a completely free room, but no, you have to actually do something in this room now. Oh. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. Almost didn't use my feather right there. Safety. It's a good thing we did safety. This room is kind of boring with, you know, I have like the jewel decorations, but yeah, there's not really any jewel decorations in this room, like in the walls. Alright, so this boss has audio cues for the shots. But I was considering also adding in some color. Like maybe different shades of purple. But I don't know how quickly someone would be able to pick up on that. All right. Yeah, it's a boss where it'd be hard to showcase certain telegraphs. You just kind of gotta be watching, you know, the ceiling and the walls. But alright, we've gotten all the stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get key 4. I'm not going to be playing the Gauntlet of Evil tonight, however. Gauntlet of Evil. Hello, Sakanako? Sorry. Sakanako. Gauntlet of Evil is, yeah. It's, an area, so if you take the elevator back up, you can, go back to the beginning and use key 4, and then that'll take you to the Gauntlet of Evil, which is a secret area where you can get a power-up. An optional power-up, I should say. Alright, so we've gotten everything here. Let's go to the final area. Yeah, I really do like how these new portraits came out for this room as well. Alright. So this area, I changed the background from kind of a yellow to this orange sort of color. I mean, this orange color was in the original version 2 of the game, but, you know, just kind of talking about the little differences here and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, instead of having pixel art, I have spike pixel art. I actually had to make a custom graphic for that little brighter spikes, thing of spikes in the middle there. Made some attempts at the optional item in the original, but never well, you might be able to succeed in this version. It's still a hard area, but not quite as hard, in my opinion. Save room doesn't reset the music? Yeah. Alright, we're through the hard parts. But yeah, tonight I'm just doing some playtesting of this newer version. So that's the only reason why I'm actually using the save states, because I want to get through this. See, for reasons like that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I could also use turbo as well. You know, kill a guy like that. But I want it to be as close to legit as possible. So these first two guys we can just bypass. And section 3. Got this room. Sorry. Wait. No. Yeah. Actually, I forgot the smooth way to do that room. Oh well. It's okay. We're making our way through it. Yeah. What am I doing? All right, safety. Yeah, just go. That's what you're supposed to do. Also, what I was one thing I talked about earlier was the contrast of the objects in the background. So that little spawner was actually the wrong color. So that's one thing I fixed for this upgrade. Very minor stuff, I know, but it's still important, nonetheless, that you can see the enemy spawner. Oh, jeez. Final safety, even though we shouldn't need it. I also made this room slightly less annoying in that I deleted the block where I'm currently standing, because otherwise you'd have to float down, and then it was kind of awkward jumping back up, so, you know. That didn't really add much to the challenge of this room. Or their awkwardness didn't add to the challenge. So, anyway. Everyone's favorite moments. The good old trolling save points. Even got its own cutscene graphic. Here comes a new song for this version. Oh, jeez. That was embarrassing. Oh, did I do the music from the game? Yes, yes I did. So I'm glad you enjoy it. Thanks for saying so. One funny thing about little song too is like when I did the YouTube videos for all the music, I actually recorded this song at the same time, but I had to hold off on uploading the video until it was ready, you know, to be unveiled. Because the original 2.0 of this did not actually have this song. This got written after the fact. It was sometime in 2020, maybe it might have been 21. Anyway, let's do this correctly. There we go. Do both the technical and artistic. Well, it's a very flattering statement there. I mean, graphics, though, a vast majority of... Jeez. Oh, what am I doing? That was terrible. Vast majority of the graphics were done by other people, though. Anything that I drew would have been like very minor stuff. Like my artistic ability would be things like, you know, these disappearing blocks. Which I did draw, yeah. As simple as they are. Alright. Alright, now we're gonna do this here. Here we go. I'm actually kind of embarrassed how poorly I'm playing this tonight. I was hoping to do a better playthrough than what I've done thus far. Oh, yeah, here we go. Safety. That's right, you want to rush this. As I said, you want to rush this. Let the frog jump over you first, and then rush it. So yeah, this third little segment's all, well, not all, but mostly about the enemy spawners, where you want to be sure you take out the enemy with enough time to spare to make it through, and to not have the enemy respawn on top of you. A lot of it is also just remembering, you know, the ball takes 4 shots, this guy up here takes 3. Ah, yeah, then rush. Down here, rush. Even though you don't have to do this because you can just walk off, but always like to be thorough. So yeah, up until this point, I haven't really seen a whole lot that I would want to improve upon, other than maybe like that one, you know, wrong block that we saw in the fortress earlier. And again, we're really talking like minor stuff. Stuff the player probably wouldn't even think to look at. Alrighty, let's go. Oh, wrong way. And on to the final battle. And again, I'm gonna just very briefly read the text here to make sure, you know, we got our proofreading all in order. Ah, yeah, this is another thing I'm thinking about. That little flashing effect. I guess some games do that sort of like photosensitive warning, so I don't know if I could do anything with that. Or maybe make like the flash less obnoxious. Yeah, well, I'm going to think about that a little bit. Okay. Final battle. Actually, yeah, that's good. So, in all subsequent times you come into the room, you don't have to watch the animation every single time. It just starts like this, which is probably something that should have been in the first game in the first place. Oh, jeez. I'm just trying to accommodate things like color blindness. Yeah. Like earlier we were talking about the disappearing spikes, right? And I had someone who speedrun this game who's deaf, actually, and he was telling me about the little tick-tock sound that he can't really hear. Because, yeah, just because it's no problem for you doesn't mean it's no problem for other people, right? Because when I was playing, what's it called? Guacamelee on stream, right? They also have these colored blocks, but at least the blocks have icons on them, so if someone has issues, they can at least see the icons. But one thing that game does is, it has these colored shields on the enemies. And, you know, if someone has issues, they're not going to be able to see what color the shield is. Wow, I'm doing terrible on this fight. You know, does he have a red shield? Does he have a blue shield? Because the shields correspond to what color of special attack you have to use to break the shield. Oh. The missile attack is your friend in this fight, because you can jump onto that platform and get a few hits in. Oh, this attack is kind of your friend too, the aiming bullets, because you get some more airtime at least. Here we go, missiles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Here's again that photosensitivity thing. I don't even know if we have to like put some sort of warning for that in the newer versions. Anyway, here's a typo that, or rather a fixed typo. So the original version of this said, I forgot the word of, so he says, no way you have that kind power. No, you have that kind of power, so there you go. I fixed the typo. Probably something like this would be fine instead of having like those flashes, but I'd have to reanimate that. Alright, I'm just gonna go take the shortcuts. You don't actually need key 4 to get through this, but it just helps. So anyway, that's the game. I'll just let the ending play out. Because again, I want to kind of proofread but I don't think there's anything else that I missed. If you don't make it there in time, then he obviously escapes. And you get the bad ending. This little music was actually in the original game, but I expanded the song. So a little dialogue which is coming up in the Japanese version. So the Japanese title is called Battle Kid: The Dangerous Trap. And this is actually the reference in the Japanese version, where it's not trap in the sense of like a trap, you know, like in the game, but rather the trap or the allure of power is apparently the nuance. So the English, yeah, I guess it conveys that enough, like he's a victim, like he fell into the allure of power. So anyway, just a little localization note about the Japanese version. Dr. B has so many face emotions. Yeah, the characters have around 3 to 4 apiece. I know Timmy has 5. I think the Doctor has 3 and Chester has 3, or maybe it's 4. Of course, there are also images like this where 2 characters in 1. But yeah, I'm happy with how the cutscene art came out in this game. Also, when I was writing some of the songs, so the scene right here, right, it has a certain amount of time that, you know, it's on screen, so I have to make sure that the song, you know, is the same amount of time as the scene. But most of the time it was just a matter of slowing down the text to match the song, rather than, you know, having to expand the song to match the scene. So the name of Dr. B, Dr. Tina Byers, is the full name. There you go, in the chat. Sounds like these are, yeah. After this, you're going to hear the ending credits song. That's, I actually had to expand, so I just made a few parts of that song a little bit more repetitious. If so, Japanese version says, yeah, I believe, yes. He says, I think he says that in the Japanese text as well. Because yeah, the original version of this particular song was maybe like not even 30 seconds, but I think here it's something like 45 seconds. So I made the intro play twice, for example. I want to be the guy. And thanks to all who have supported the project, and also big thanks to all who came out tonight to support the stream. I appreciate it very much. And I'll play through this a couple more times. We'll do a few more tests. I don't think I'll be on tomorrow, but probably during the weekend and maybe next week as well. Yeah, I want to play through the special stages. Oh my goodness, 100 bits. Well, thank you very much for the 100 bits tracker. I appreciate that. Do you test all the secret levels? Yeah, I mean, of course I tested all the levels. I mean, the main point of the secret levels is, to be more difficult than the, main game. That's why they're the optional bonus levels. So here are 2 antagonists and the prelude to Battle Kit 2. So anyway, very hard victory, even though I use save states just to get through. I wish Battlekid 2.2 version 2.0. It may be a thing. No guarantees just yet, but it may be a thing. That's all I'm going to say at this point. Okay, this is also good to see. The press plus to continue is here, although I might have to come up with a way to center the text. It's not terrible, but, just that little extra stuff is kind of important to me. Anyway. But okay, that's good to know, the press plus, so for those who don't know, the Switch version has to have the plus sign instead of start. So let's go back to the title. So like right here, press plus. And so I had to write some special code which would output the appropriate text whenever you have buttons. So there's a place in the ROM which, that dictates which port it is, and then it selects the text accordingly. So okay, that's good to know that works. We'll let the title screen song finish, and then we'll do our ending card and find a raid target shortly afterwards. So, one moment. It does not have the language thing. That's something that I'm hoping could maybe be implemented in the later patch, but I have to talk to them about that. The author of the emulator is, I don't know. Again, I'll have to talk to them about it, but no guarantees, unfortunately. So anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks all to everyone who came out, and again, we'll play this a few more times, and maybe I'll have my centered text at the ending there next time. Hello, Resident Emil. Oh, you just got here. Yeah, don't worry. I'll probably be playing this on the weekends at hopefully a more accessible time for some people. Because here in Japan, it's almost 11 o'clock at night. So anyway, I'm going to do my ending card, and we'll find a raid target shortly afterwards. One sec here.